Hey y'all, it is October 13th, 2025, and we're going to get into the astro energy of the day. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are feeling super stimulated, maybe very motivated. Some of you may be feeling a little bit triggered, but for the most part, this energy feels really good. There's a lot of transits, however, so we're going to get into this. We do still have the moon in the sign of Cancer. This is a very faded day. I know I've been saying that, but just because there's been so many transits that occurred this week with the nodes, and today we had another transit. And so let's get into it. Every time that I state it's going to be Eastern Standard Time, so please convert that to your time zone. And keep in mind that when I share the astro energy of the day, it is more for personal development and how you can utilize this energy on a day-to-day basis, as opposed to just earthly global predictions and whatnot. So let's get into it. The moon in Cancer trine Mars in Scorpio happened at 2:06 a.m. and this energy could have given you massive activations of motivations, going after your desires, your goals, really giving your emotions that boost of energy to flow forward with what it is that you are wanting to do on a day-to-day basis, with what it is that energetically feels right for you. It really gives an energy of complementing your emotions, even though it is Mars energy. Mars in Scorpio is very passionate about what it's true to, and doesn't really let anything get in the way. And with the moon in Cancer, it's really allowing us to honor our flow in that space, not really getting distracted. For some of you, this could have been wanting to isolate a little bit because you were feeling overstimulated. But for the most part, this is, if you were isolating, this was to go deep into like some shadow work, or just deeper into your like spiritual practices, or even just getting some rest, if that's what some of you needed to do to like decompress. But for the most part, those of you that were up at that time, you were just really feeling really good about yourself for the most part, getting these activations and emotional support, feeling emotionally supported, feeling more joyful or enthusiastic about things that you have going on, especially if you operate from a space of gratitude. Then we had at 8:22 a.m. the moon sextiling the south node while trining the north node. So both the lunar nodes were being activated, and that is a very, very, very faded energy to experience, because the nodes represents the fates, right? Where it's the south node is more about like your past and things that you have already mastered and accomplished, or cycles that either fully need to close out or finish up, that you have done, you achieved. Where the north node is more so about what it is that you want to push forward, that needs to get done, that takes you out of your comfort zone. The north node can be very uncomfortable because these are the lessons that you haven't mastered. These are the lessons that you haven't been introduced to yet, maybe for some of you, that you need to get out of your comfort zone and start stepping into. This is the energy where you're learning new things, and it's not as familiar and as comfortable as the south node. And a lot of the times people go where they're comfortable. They go where it's, fulfilling that past life energy, and there's nothing wrong with it, right? Everyone has a different transit in their chart. Some people have retrogrades going on, and so those all tell different stories. So to get a more personalized reading as to how these energies could affect you, you would want to get a one-on-one and really dive deeper into those spaces. But going as a general collective, you know, the South Node being in Virgo, the North Node being in Pisces, the Moon in Cancer, sextiling the South Node, really starts giving that Virgo energy more motivation to start stepping into their North Node, start getting into the space where they're coming to realization. And it doesn't matter if you are a Virgo or not. This is just to the collective, right? So for anyone, you could have gotten this sense of realization of the lessons that you learned, the chapters that you had to close out, where you really need to move forward from, but in a way that it's joyful or complementary towards your North Node. So in some cases, it could even be that some aspects of your South Node, maybe you did a past life regression where you activated certain dormant abilities or needed to take certain parts of fragments of your essence from that time period to work in your favor in this time period now. So it's things from the past that is complementary towards your North Node with that trine to the North Node, right? So the Moon sextiling the South Node, kind of giving you that past life activations or activating dormant abilities, so that you can utilize this for today. This could even be like past lessons where you're recognizing, maybe some of you is like, I recognize that is a pattern of mine and it's been working well for me, and I haven't really even considered using this towards that, just because that's so like different and I don't really know too much about that I didn't know how to put two and two together, but I can kind of see that now. In other cases, it's recognizing the pattern and saying, you know, in order for me to really be successful in that thing over there, I have to tie up the loose ends over here. I need to close this out. The story is getting old, or just, you know, what is complementary from your past energy to be able to utilize it moving forward here. What skills, what gifts, whether it's spiritual gifts or what do you have in your foundation that you're really good at, that is meant for you to use this as something that can bring you comfort in the spaces where it's about to get very uncomfortable at. Okay. Then we have at 1:12, so it just passed, we had the Moon squaring the Sun. And anytime we have the luminaries kind of squaring each other, this can kind of really give us almost like a bipolar type of feeling, because this is like the divine mother and the divine father, or the divine feminine and the divine masculine kind of not really being in a space that is agreeable, in a space where you know, y'all are using one mind, essentially. This is like, you know, you have some subconscious patterns that consciously just isn't making sense for what needs to get done, right? Or vice versa, you are consciously doing certain things that like your subconscious is trying to guide you to do something else, right? So maybe you getting like an intuitive message and you are ignoring your intuition because your ego wants to give an excuse about something else to do something. It It could be that type of situation. And then we have moving forward at 4:18 is when Venus ingresses into Libra. Now, Venus loves being in her sign. Venus rules Libra. She rules Taurus as well. And so Venus in Libra is very much about like relations with others. But this is also, I like to say that Venus in Taurus is when she's in her divine feminine energies. When Venus is in Libra, she's more honoring like the divine masculine energy, or that side of her. She's a little bit more on the logical side. Whereas in Taurus, she's just kind of, you know, she's Empress energy. In this space, she's allowing, she's sitting, she's receiving. In Libra, she's still could be passive, but she's also in a space of like honoring others as well. It's not so much just about her. It's about her divine reflection or her divine counterpart in that space. So this is when you see the image of Venus holding a mirror. This is complete mirror magic time. When Venus is in Libra, she is honoring her connection with her reflection. And so doing subconscious energy work or mirror magic, right, where you are calling in your divine counterpart, your divine reflections, even if you're not calling them in, this is just the energies that you're going to start seeing around. This could also bring you a financial shift, or just wanting you to balance out your schedule, maybe like work and play schedule, or you know, taking time to do like work and self-care. Whatever it is, a lot of y'all are going to be feeling like you need to balance out like your self-care with how you are tending to others or energetically exchanging. This is, energy exchanges are very important and fair, and to be reciprocated when Venus is in Libra. If your heart is not light as a feather, she's gonna say something to you. It's gonna be presented to you. If there's a disingenuity, it's not honesty. If there's any form of like manipulations or lies or something like that, right? It's just operating from a space of like true love and balance with like earthly and spiritual matters where they're in one space. So then at 6:48 p.m. we have the moon conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. This is great for money magic, y'all. If y'all are not doing money magic on this day, at least do your affirmations. This is also great for sending massive healing for justice. If you are not, especially when it comes to women and children and innocent men, because Jupiter is about expansion. Yes, it's about abundance and prosperity, and it's a benevolent factor. And the moon is in Cancer, the mother energy in this space. This is going to be really supportive for bringing healing to your womb space, right? For those of you who maybe have like fertility issues or hormonal issues, this is a great time to do some womb healing for things that's going on in the world that is unjust, that is targeting innocent beings, that's going against the natural laws of the divine mother's essence for our highest and greatest good of personal development, spiritual development, and expansion of resources. Here, you can do your prayers and intentions to bring this activation, and it's going to work super fast because this energy is super supportive to that. On the shadow side, y'all gonna feel super good, so y'all gonna wanna like overindulge maybe, so just be mindful of what you're indulging in. Maybe you're going to want to like party or like drink or do some stuff like that, which, hey, live your life, do you how you're going to do you. But just know that Jupiter is also the ruler of justice. And so there's going to be a lot of things coming into order, a lot of downloads in regards to like the collective justice system and whatnot, and how you can personally utilize this energy to bring justice in your favor, to bring the abundance in your favor. And to really allow yourself to connect with more, what is the word I want to use? Like optimistic. There we go. Optimistic thoughts, and allowing yourself to receive like more saying yes. So if you are needing to receive certain resources and someone comes and they give it to you as an offering or a gift or something, be open to receive it rather than just be like, no, it's okay. Maybe some of you have a hard time actually receiving. And it's time for you to allow yourself to expand your resources so that you can grow and do what it is that you have to do on a higher level, on a grander scale, if you would allow yourself to magnetically attract your resources and say yes to them. And so if you are in those spaces where your opportunities are coming in, please say yes. Like, this can be really beneficial for you and the collective. Just saying. All right. Then we have at 8:55 p.m. we have Venus opposing Neptune in Aries. And so this energy, because it's the opposite, you know, Venus in Libra is very fair. It's very needing to make decisions based on the highest and greatest good of all involved in this space, because she's operating from universal love frequency. So in some cases that could be needing to compromise in certain spaces, or putting some sort of balance or structure or boundaries in a space for like long-term like fulfillment and love and success in this space. Well, Neptune may sometimes just think for the moment, think pleasurable for the moment, or it could even be dissolving certain relationships. So relationships that are not built on fairness, relationships that's built on trauma bonds, on abuse, on manipulation, on lies, right? Or selfishness even. These things are going to be exposed or dismantled, or it's at least, at the very least, they're going to be revealed, right? This is where Venus opposing Neptune comes into place. It's the relationships that are not reciprocating that love frequency back to you. It's more one-sided. This could even be like, I'm very big on sisterhood, but people intend to like misread my energy sometimes, and then they come with this weird like envy energy, and I'm like, I didn't understand that, so I had to learn human concepts, right? In that space, as silly as it sounds, but that was a very real thing. And so with that, learning this, I had to learn, there has to be some sort of boundary setting for proper reciprocation of energy, so that this is safe and it can grow and it can be protected in a healthy manner, healthy, meaningful connections, right? So Venus in Libra sometimes can be people pleasing, not all the time, but sometimes in that space. So Neptune in Aries is like, I'm not finna people please at all, which is great. In that space, you find the opportunity where to, find the space where, yes, this is good if we compromise in this space, or absolutely not. We could agree to disagree and learn our lessons in the ways that this is just not complementary or conducive to either one of us, right? In that space, it will be the most beneficial. At that same time, we have the moon squaring Chiron. And so the moon squaring Chiron, this energy is really going to be triggering for people, because this is your wounds, the wounded part of you, the parts of you that haven't been healed yet and feels almost impossible to heal. And then we have Pluto stationing direct, in which I'll do another video for time's sake, y'all.